This woman ate just 865 calories a day and she still struggles to control her weight. But this woman, she dropped 4 dress sizes all without starving herself. And I'm gonna show you the difference between the two approaches these two women took, and I'll show you exactly why one struggles and one succeeds, and I'll hook you up with what you can do so you can succeed as well. What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Coach Achidi, and I'm here to teach you the simple path to losing weight and keeping it off for good. So if that's something that interests you, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's get right into it. So here we have our first example. This is her image, her title, her caption, and she calls it "What I Ate Today as a Fatty." Again, her words, not mine. And she claims she ate all of 865 calories on the day. Now, let me be abundantly clear. This is not a hate or a diss video. I'm simply calling out this kind of content that misleads people who are genuinely trying to get healthier. So we're gonna go over the meals that she reports that she ate, and I'll give my feedback on them in the end. So let's see what she started off eating. So she starts her day with a smoothie and only drinks a few sips of it. So she estimates it's like 60 calories. All right, maybe a little more, maybe a little bit less. Who knows? But she just knows she couldn't finish it, so she only had a little bit of it. And this smoothie might sound healthy on the surface, but it's not real fuel. It's not gonna give her much energy for that long, and it's really just liquid calories that don't satisfy her. So let's see what she goes on to eat next. Her next meal are turkey tacos, and I gotta give it to her. This is her most substantive meal of the day. It has the highest amount of protein, even has some fiber from the black beans, and it's only about 305 calories. It's got a little bit of lettuce on there to give her some volume, and that's about it. So this is her main meal of the day, and again, it's only about 300 calories as she reports it. Not super high in volume, but also not super high in calories, so it's all right, I guess. Later on for dinner, she has a shrimp boil, which has a good amount of protein from the shrimp. But unfortunately, she only ate about a third of it, so she estimates that it's only about 220 of the almost 680 calories that the whole meal has. So it's a small meal with a moderate amount of protein. Oh, and by the way, she added a little bit of watermelon. She estimates that it's about 40 calories, so that added some volume to help her stay full-ish. So, it's an all right meal. Could have been better had she eaten a little bit more of it, but you know what? Portion control. The last thing she has is a little sweet treat for dessert. Sometimes I get tripped up saying sweet treat. She has a pumpkin cheesecake yogurt. Has a couple little graham cracker squares on it, a dollop of what looks to be whipped cream. That's a nice looking dessert. But again, it is high in sugar and fat and extremely low in protein. Maybe it's Greek yogurt, but I doubt it because I think she would have said that. And it was an estimated 220 calories. So when you add up her 4 meals for the day, she had approximately 865 calories. And this is supposed to be a full day of eating for someone who is struggling with their weight. Something about that does not add up. When I say that something about that doesn't add up, I'm being for real with that. The way she's tracking and estimating her portions doesn't add up. She might be eating more than 865 calories, or she might be eating less. She didn't seem to break out a food scale. She partially ate things, so it doesn't seem like there's that much accuracy there. And the food choices that she made didn't do much to keep her full. I saw a lot of processed sugars and fats and very little protein and fiber, save for her tacos. And with low protein, low fiber, high processed sugar, high processed fats, you're gonna chronically be hungry. So if this is really what she ate for that day, I know she was feeling starving. And if she continues to eat this way, her body is going to adapt. She is going to to have way lower energy, and her cravings are going to skyrocket, and it's going to be incredibly hard for her to maintain focus on her weight loss journey. So this is exactly why that less is more mentality screws people over when they're trying to lose weight. So let's compare what she did to the other woman who has a much better way of going about losing weight by creating a healthy and sustainable lifestyle.
I went down 4 pant sizes without counting calories and eating to nourish my body instead of restricting it. I try to eat homemade food as much as possible because then I can control the ingredients. And for breakfast, I always start with fiber, protein, and healthy fat.
Nice job. Her game plan, as she just explained it, is about nourishing her body, not depriving it. And she starts her day with protein, over 40 grams in fact. And when your first meal is high protein rather than high carb and high fat like many other people, including that other woman, do, you're able to control your hunger and have hours of energy. So that's a great first start. And she's having a real meal that is high in volume. She made a wrap, so it occupies space in her stomach. She's not going to be reaching for snacks and then thinking about food shortly after she finishes eating. This is a great first meal.
I snacked on some cookies because I can, but whenever I indulge my cravings, I try to not have the sweets by themselves. So instead, I pair it with healthy fats or protein, like this cottage cheese and chips, and that's because it helps you feel full longer and it controls the blood sugar spike that you would have.
Great job there with that next meal. She treats herself in an organized way. She's not having a bunch of Oreos. She has a set amount of them, and she doesn't have them by themselves, because when you have these high sugar, high processed fat snacks by themselves, they trick your brain into eating more, and they don't offer much in satisfaction, but they are very high in calories. So in order to combat that, she limits her portions and she pairs that snack with either protein or a healthy fat, which in this case was some cottage cheese and some gluten-free crackers. Also getting even more protein from the cottage cheese, and she's still satisfying her sweet tooth. Again, she's nourishing her body, but also treating her body with what she wants to have that's fun.
From just having sugar alone. I got in a quick strength training workout, and then I had breakfast for lunch because I just genuinely love breakfast foods. Like if you're lazy and you don't know what to make, just make breakfast.
She's also making sure she strength trains to build muscle and keep her metabolism moving fast. And then after she lifts, she has her meal, which is breakfast for lunch. And she talks about how it's easy to cook breakfast. It's some eggs, some ground beef. That's not hard to do. The easier you make your meals at home, the easier it'll be for you to eat healthy and consume a lot of protein. I love all these meals so far, and the fact that she's lifting weights even as a woman. That is how you keep your metabolism moving fast and you keep your body looking its absolute best as you lose fat.
I went for a walk, of course, and I've been on a mission to include more beans in my diet, and these one-pan dinners have made it so much easier. Just throw everything in a pan and it's ready in like 20 minutes. Then I had...
This is awesome. She's getting her steps in, because staying active throughout the day by walking, working out, playing with your kids, or just being up and not sitting down is key to maintaining a healthy lifestyle. She also makes easy meals. This was a 1 skillet meal that she had, and she made sure to include more beans, which is more fiber, and she had a ton of protein in there as well. So again, she's pairing protein and fiber with all of her main meals. That helps her satisfy her hunger, gives her lasting energy, it helps replenish her muscles, and it keeps her gut very healthy. She is eating all the right things, and as you saw earlier, she also treats herself. This is exactly how you do it.
My last snack, which I try to have at least 3 hours before bed so my body can have time to digest before I go to sleep. Remember, sustainability is key.
This is great. She finishes the day eating a dessert that is a high volume food, watermelon, just like the other woman, but she has it specifically several hours before bed. That way it gets out of her gut, she's not going to bed with a full stomach, and she won't wake up feeling hungry because she consumed a lot of protein and fiber throughout the day. She only added a little bit of seasoning to the watermelon, and watermelon by itself is one of the best things you can eat because it's a lot of water, a lot of fiber, and very low calories. When you eat like that second lady did, you're going to be able to lose fat and keep it off for the long term because you're nourishing your body, you're satisfying your body, and best of all, you're not depriving your body. This is why she was able to drop 4 dress sizes and keep them off without losing her mind and starving herself or doing any kind of crazy workout. So hopefully the first lady has been able to find a way to course correct, or maybe she'll find my content and learn it from there. But put your questions down in the comments below. At the end of the day, it's never about eating less, It's actually about eating smarter and eating more. Eating more protein and more fiber. Eating fewer high sugar and high processed oil snacks. Also, drinking more water, getting more walks, and just getting more active in general. And you do need to strength train, but just 2 to 4 times a week. That is exactly what it takes to get healthy and lose weight and ultimately keep it off for good. Now, I totally understand if that can sound overwhelming to do on your own, and you don't have to do it on your own. I'm extending an invite to join my Inner Circle online community where I coach all of my members the exact strategies it takes to get healthy and stay healthy, and I provide them with a ton of support and accountability. The link to get inside the community is both in the channel description and in this video description. So head on down, tap the link, and I'll see you on the inside. I appreciate you for sticking around to the end of the video, and in just a moment, you're going to see another one previewing from my channel. I encourage you to watch it, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Peace!